planet and the only home of every living creatures, including as a human being. How will Earth sustain life? What makes Earth livable?
Earth is one of the planets in the solar system known for having life. So far, it is the only planet in the entire universe that is sustaining life. That is according to science. But who knows? The universe is unfathomable. Let's go back to Earth. Earth is home with an estimate range of 5.3 million to 1 trillion species.
With that estimation, how do Earth sustain life? To sustain life on Earth, living organisms must interact with their environment. This interaction is called ecosystem.
Ecosystem is a structural and functional unit of ecology, where the living organisms interact and dwell with each other and the surrounding environment. In other words, an ecosystem is a chain of interaction between organisms and their environment. Types of ecosystem. An ecosystem can be as small as an oasis in a desert or as big as an ocean, spanning thousands of miles. There are two types of ecosystem: terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem.
Terrestrial ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystems are exclusively land-based ecosystems. These are different types of terrestrial ecosystems distributed around various geological zones. They are as follows: forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, tundra ecosystem, and desert ecosystem. Forest ecosystem. A forest ecosystem consists of several plants, animals, and microorganisms that in coordination with the abiotic factors of the environment. Forests help in maintaining the temperature of the earth and are the major carbon sink. Grassland ecosystem. The grassland ecosystem, the vegetation is dominated by grasses and herbs. Temperate grassland, savanna grassland are some of examples of grassland ecosystem. Tundra ecosystem. Tundra ecosystems are devoid of trees and are found in cold climates or where rainfall is scarce. These are covered with snow for the most of the year. The ecosystem in the Arctic or mountain top is tundra type. Desert ecosystem. Deserts are found throughout the world. These are regions with very little rainfall. The days are hot and the nights are cold.
Aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystems are ecosystems present in a body of water. This can be further divided into two types: the freshwater ecosystem and the marine ecosystem. Freshwater ecosystem. The freshwater ecosystem is an aquatic ecosystem that includes lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, and wetlands. These have no salt content and contrast with the marine ecosystem. Marine ecosystem. The marine ecosystem includes seas and oceans. These have a more substantial salt content and greater biodiversity in comparison to the freshwater ecosystem.
Structure of the ecosystem. The structure of an ecosystem is characterized by the organization of both biotic and abiotic components. This includes the distribution of energy in our environment. It also includes the climatic conditions prevailing in that particular environment. The structure of an ecosystem can be split in two main components: the biotic components and the abiotic components. The biotic and abiotic components are interrelated in an ecosystem. It is an open system where the energy and components can flow throughout the boundaries.
Biotic components. Biotic components refer to all life in an ecosystem. Based on nutrition, biotic components can be categorized into autotrophs, heterotrophs, and saprotrophs, or decomposers. Producers chain really on producers for food. Consumers or heterotrophs are organisms that depend on other organisms for food. Consumers are further classified into primary consumers, secondary consumers, and tertiary consumers. Primary consumers are always herbivores that they rely on producers for food. Secondary consumers depend on primary consumers for energy. They can either be a carnivore or an omnivore. Tertiary consumers are organisms that depend on secondary consumers for food. Tertiary consumers can also be an omnivore. Quaternary consumers are present in some food chains. These organisms prey on tertiary consumers for energy. Furthermore, they are usually at the top of the food chain as they have no natural predators. Decomposers include saprophytes such as fungi and bacteria. They directly thrive on the dead and decaying organic matter. Decomposers are essential for the ecosystem as they help in recycling nutrients to be reused by plants.
Biotic components are the non-living components of an ecosystem. It includes air, water, soil, minerals, sunlight, temperature, nutrients, wind, altitude, and turbidity.
Function of the ecosystem. The function of the ecosystem are as follows. It regulates the essential ecological processes, supports life system, and renders stability. It is also responsible for the cycling of nutrients between biotic and abiotic components. It maintains a balance among the various trophic levels in the ecosystem. It cycles the minerals through the biosphere. The abiotic components help in the synthesis of organic components that involve the exchange of energy.
So that is the end of our discussion about the importance and different types of the ecosystem.